Welcome to Tower Gardening Made Easy, and I'm Sherry. Well, you're probably wondering, why is she standing in the middle of her dishwasher? Because I'm going to show you how easy it is to clean your tower, and not a lot of scrubbing, using just one product. So you're going to want to stay tuned. As tower gardeners, we know that we need to clean our towers at least 2 to 3 times a year. That's a given. And what does this consist of? It means taking off the harvest of what's left on the tower, taking out the plant matter, taking off the lights, and taking the tower apart and giving it a good thorough clean. Now, I've seen all kinds of crazy methods of people using power tools. I've even used a power washer in the middle of the winter. You can go check out that video. But I've discovered something so darn easy with this one product. You're going to want to stay tuned to the end. That's how easy it is. But first, I want to share this post with you that just not only inspired me to do this video, but it really resonated home because I want people to understand that tower gardening or soil-based gardening, whatever type of gardening you do, brings us joy. It brings us wellness, and it brings us together as a community. And this broke my heart. So an individual posted this, and I just want to read it. I was so excited when I bought my first 2 towers a little over a year ago, but I honestly didn't know how hard it would be to clean them and take them apart. My back is so bad, it's just too much work. I feel disappointed and I just want to sell them. And then she asked, how many times a year does she need to clean them? Well, I answered that earlier. It's about 2 to 3 times. But this is when you need to enlist your spouse or a friend, a neighbor. You know, if you've got the lights on, that in itself can be a chore. I understand I'm short, so it's definitely difficult to maneuver those. And to get up on a ladder, I get it. It can be very scary depending on your age, but don't give up. So what I'm going to show you today is I'm going to be taking apart behind me my tomato tower. And one of the first things that I did before I decided that it's time to turn this over is I have another tower that I started clones. You can go see that video, and I can post it here, cloning like heaven. And then there's, no more seeds. There's a few videos in that tomato pod section that you can take a look at. But I have another tower that's all set. So I'm ready to let go, even though it still looks really, really healthy behind me. It's just, it hasn't been cleaned since I started it, back in November. So it's way overdue. So I'm going to harvest what I can for tomatoes. I'm going to take out the plant matter. I'm going to take the lights off. I'm going to give it, disassemble the whole thing. We're going to go upstairs and I'm going to show you how easy it is to clean it. So let's do that now. Okay, so I've harvested everything I could possibly harvest off of the tower that we're going to take apart. And as you can see, I have a lot of cherry tomatoes. Some are red, some are yellow, and some are green. I'll sort through them later and probably be giving out some to the neighbors because I can't eat all of these. But now it's time to get rid of the plant matter. It's such a shame, but I already have 2 towers, one full of tomatoes and one in a cloning phase. So it's okay. It's time to turn it over, and I have an idea of what I'm going to do with it next. All right, just a couple things. So I've got obviously all the plant matter out, and now I'm working on taking the tower apart. But I want to point out a couple things as to why you have to clean your tower a couple times a year. So you can see all of the root buildup here, and these are just, some were alive, but some are dead. And this decay causes your pH in the tower to go crazy. So this is one of the reasons. But here's another one that I want to show you. So in the shower cap, the very top right there, that is black mold. Okay. So, I'm in a marine environment and this is definitely not good. So it's a good thing I'm taking apart the tower. This is the baby green section. As you can see, it's pretty dirty, but there's no algae, which I'm really, really surprised. However, that does concern me. So need to clean that up. Hey guys, okay, so we're upstairs and I have all of the pieces to the tower with the exception of the larger pieces. And I'm going to show you in a minute how I clean that as well. But for right now, I'm just going to quickly rinse any root matter and I'm going to be stacking it in my dishwasher. So the worst piece I have is the shower cap, which has that black mold. Now, I'm not going to scrub this. I'm not even going to do the bottom. I'm just going to rinse it real quick to make sure the roots are out. And then I'm going to be stacking this. So the one thing, if you have a dishwasher like mine, I have a separate tray here for the silverware. So I take this out to give more room. And I push these rods in. And the other thing I do is I take out the silverware container. Okay, so I just put that aside. And then now what I'm going to do is I'm going to rinse everything and then just put it up. I'm not scrubbing. I promise. I promise. All right, so I was able to get the whole tower in here. So the four pieces fit very comfortably in the bottom. The baby green section and the shower cap are right up on the top. And then what I also did is I took the net pots that needed to be cleaned and sterilized, is I put them underneath each of the baby green section. And I've never done this one before. I just wanted to see how much I could get in here. I'm tossing in those rods from the cage. They're kind of grimy. So I just thought, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do this. So everything fits nice and comfortable. I set the dishwasher to sanitize, and it's usually a clean cycle of about 2 hours and 46 minutes. Now, I usually stop it before that because I don't need it to dry. It's fine. I just needed to give it a good wash. But here is the secret sauce. This is what I use. And this tower is going to come out sparkling clean. Now, I know people have probably heard about citric acid, but this particular one I found, I've tried one before and I did not like it. But this one, believe it or not, is Mrs. Wages. And you can go to towergardeningmadeeasy.com under my essentials, nursery essentials, and that's the link that you click on, and it will take you exactly to Amazon to purchase. But I put about a half a cup. I don't really measure. So, but for filming purposes and video purposes, I'm going to do that for you guys. Yeah, that feels about right. So this is about a half a cup. Oh my gosh, try and inhale it. I don't put it into where you put the pods for your dishes. I literally toss it into the bottom and that's it. I hit go, click, close, and done. In 2 hours, it's going to be done. Now, I want to go back downstairs and I want to show you something and how I clean the reservoir part. Now, I've done this on another video, but now that I've seen what was in that shower cap, I just discovered it in the reservoir. So I'm going to show you how to clean that without using abrasive cleaners and things that could potentially harm the next batch of water and pH that goes in there. So let's go ahead and do that now while this washes. And we'll come back up here when it's done and I'll show you how clean this comes out. So this is the inside of the reservoir, and I'm really just like going to do some fear factor here so you guys can see. Again, I haven't cleaned this tower since it started back in November, beginning of December. And as you can see, when I took this apart, this is the first time this has happened to me. But as you can see right here on this back wall, and actually in here, it's black mold. So what I'm going to be doing to clean this is just, I'm going to empty the water out, obviously clean up the pump. If you look really close down here as well, the pump has mold on it too. So again, I'm in a marine environment, and unfortunately, that just comes with the territory. So how am I going to deal with this? I'm not going to be using a lot of cleaner, but I am going to be using some peroxide. So I'm going to go ahead and just squirt the sides of the reservoir, and I'm going to just be using hydrogen peroxide and a little bit of water to go ahead and scrub it. And then we're going to fill it back up, and she's going to be beautiful. All right, guys, I just want to show you the top piece. And what I did was just basically use a little bit of hydrogen peroxide and some water to clean this. I really don't use a lot of soaps, because if there's any resin that's left on or in the tower itself, it's going to get into the water and it's going to wreak havoc on your pH and your nutrients. So the easier and the more balanced you can keep your cleaning with these two pieces is key. Now, you saw the picture before. And again, I just wiped this, not a big deal. Okay, so this is all good. And then here's the important part. Here's the important part. This guy down here. And I want to make sure you can see it. So just using just basic water and hydrogen peroxide and just scrubbing a little bit with a cloth, it all came up nice and good. So there's nice clean water in here, and it's great. So another tip here is to go ahead and, when you put this back together, make sure you use that ridge for your cord. Make sure that your power is on one side and your reservoir water pour is on the opposite, to keep power away from any type of moisture. So that's how you clean the bottom. Just kind of keep it as natural as possible. And then when the components are done, we're going to head back upstairs, and then the tower gets put together at some other point. Hey guys, it's been about 2 hours and the dishwasher is done. So I have not peeked. I wanted to save this. I wanted to wait and experience it with you. So let's go open it. All right, so the one piece that we're concerned about is what? The shower cap. So let's open this up. This is the first piece. So let's take a look. Perfect. As you can see, it's crystal clean. No black mold. Bottom, clean. Let's take a look at the big pieces. Even the baby green section, nice and clean. Now, again, they were dirty, but not like, filthy. But again, crystal clean. Perfect. And no scrubbing. Let's see how the pipes did, those little connectors. Well, these could have been a little bit cleaner, but I did kind of jam them in all together. So, I could put them in for another cycle. But as you can see, the citric acid, this Mrs. Wagers, you can go to towergardenmadeeasy.com under the nursery essentials and go ahead, click on it, head to Amazon. This is the way you clean your tower. Thanks for joining me. It was a lot of fun doing this, and I hope it makes it easier so that you don't want to give or sell your towers away.